So, what if sex education wasn't about all the warnings and the taboos, but about harmony and resonance? Well, today we're going to dive into the Arreqqana philosophy, a really unique system that completely reframes sexuality as this sacred study of connection, consent, and, you guessed it, balance.
Right out of the gate, this is the radical, central idea of the entire Arreqqana philosophy. This one statement just changes everything. Instead of starting with what you shouldn't do or with fear, it begins with this beautiful metaphor of harmony and vibration. It's a fundamental shift in perspective.
So what does sex as sound actually mean? Well, in this worldview, sexuality is seen as an energetic dialogue. Think of it like two musical notes coming together to create a brand new chord. It's all about resonance and harmony, not just some physical act that's been shrouded in shame. This idea really elevates the entire subject into a spiritual and biological discipline that's focused on achieving balance. Now, to understand this sound, the philosophy uses this symbolic language of 4 elements. You've got flame, which is our vitality and passion. Water, that represents our emotional depth. Wind is all about the curiosity that drives communication. While shadow, and this is a big one, is the self-knowledge that helps us define our own boundaries. A healthy connection isn't just about passion. It requires this beautiful, harmonious balance of all 4.
Okay, so how is this philosophy actually taught? I mean, it's not just some abstract idea, right? It's a structured curriculum called the 3 Threads, and it's designed to guide individuals all the way from childhood into adulthood. And just look at the clear progression here. The education kicks off with the physical thread. We're talking pure science, biology, and the absolutely crucial concept of bodily sovereignty. Then it evolves to the emotional, focusing on things like empathy and consent. And finally, it all culminates in the spiritual thread, which explores the deeper philosophy of sacred union. It's literally a journey from the body to the heart and then to the spirit. This quote from the Arreqqana Temple Scrolls, it just perfectly captures the ultimate perspective of that final spiritual thread. It frames physical connection not as some simple transaction, but as this profound act of communion, an interaction with something sacred, something fundamental to existence itself. But what gives this whole curriculum its moral compass? Well, it's a set of 5 core principles, and these really form the ethical heart of the entire philosophy. So this first principle completely reframes consent. It's not a one-time yes or some kind of legalistic agreement. No, it's an ongoing, active state of harmony, a mutual resonance. The metaphor is just so beautiful and clear. If one person's rhythm falters or stops, the entire song pauses until that harmony is restored. This next principle is basically a direct antidote to shame. In the Arreqqana view, pleasure that comes from a place of respect and kindness, well, it isn't indulgent or sinful. It's actually seen as a sacred echo of creation itself, almost a form of gratitude just for being alive.
And this introduces a really key concept, quivara. The idea here is that any true union, whether it's 2 artists collaborating, 2 minds solving a problem, or a physical partnership, doesn't just combine the energy that's already there, it actually creates a totally new current of it. Connection is seen as this generative, creative act. Okay, this one is powerful. The philosophy takes a really strong stance here. Shame isn't seen as a tool for teaching morality. It's identified as the problem itself. It's a wall built by a lack of knowledge. So the solution isn't more restriction, it's more understanding, more science, and more compassion to tear that wall right down. And the final principle, it establishes this foundation of deep inclusivity. It recognizes that there isn't just one correct way to live or to love. Celibacy, partnership, polyunion, even self-devotion, they're all seen as valid spiritual choices. Why? Because the focus is on the intention and the respect within the path, not the specific structure of the path itself. These principles are profound. But how are they translated into actual, tangible skills? How do you really learn to feel the rhythm and the resonance that we've been talking about this whole time? Well, they do it through something called resonance exercises. And here, empathy isn't just some vague feeling of sympathy. No, it's taught as a concrete, energetic skill, the ability to actively sense the emotional climate in any interaction and to really feel the difference between a genuine connection and manipulation or control. And the contrast they learn to identify is just so stark. Mutual resonance feels light, it feels rhythmic, but manipulative resonance, that feels heavy, tense, imbalanced. By practicing this in everyday scenarios, like group projects or just simple conversations, students learn to map the emotional energy of any situation they're in.
And this is such a crucial teaching that underpins the whole practice. Empathy isn't just about focusing outward. It actually begins with self-awareness. To truly hear and understand another person's emotional state, their song, you first have to learn how to quiet your own inner noise. So, after all of this, what's the ultimate goal? What is the final objective of this entire educational journey? Where are we trying to get to? This quote from the Educator's Creed, it just says it all, doesn't it? The purpose isn't to unleash chaos or just hand out a manual of technical information. The real goal is to cultivate reverence, a deep sense of respect, of awareness and care for yourself, for others, and for the energy of connection itself. So the desired outcome isn't just knowledge, it's wisdom. The goal is to produce individuals who are spiritually and emotionally literate, people who are able to discern love from attachment, to recognize power imbalances when they see them, and to act with genuine care and responsibility in all of their connections.
And that leaves us with a final, and I think pretty provocative thought. This whole model offers a profound alternative to the approaches that focus so much on rules and restrictions. It really makes you wonder, what could change if our own education was built not on rules, but on reverence? Thanks for joining this explainer.